Hey everyone, and welcome back to another video. I'm Kelsey if you are new here, and today I'll be doing a spring makeup look using new drugstore products. I don't know about y'all, but I'm so here for this warm weather that's happening. You know, these new makeup launches that are coming out. So yes, let's get into this makeup look, girl. Like I mentioned before, everything that I'll be using today is from the drugstore. So if you are a beginner in makeup, this will be the perfect situation for you. Okay, girl, I got you. First, I'm gonna start off with the skin preparation because, you know, without a good base, your makeup isn't gonna turn out the way you want it to. So I'm gonna prime my skin with the new Milani Skin Quench Hydrating Primer. I just picked this up the other day. Milani had a lot of new primers, but this one just stood out to me because I just like having my skin hydrated. If you have dry combination skin, I would definitely give this a try. This almost feels like a moisturizer instead of like a primer. I didn't even see this on the back. It says it's a hydrating and blurring primer that has the creamy lotion texture, natural finish, and enhanced with hyaluronic acid and coconut water. Now that I know it's a blurring primer, I can definitely see it on my pores. I'm just so here for these drugstore products stepping up. Like, they're really on y'all necks, okay? Now that my primer has set into my skin for a few minutes now, I'm gonna go in with the foundation. Today, I'll be using the Morphe Filter Effect Soft Focus Foundation. This foundation claims to have hyaluronic acid that boosts moisture levels in the skin, pore blurring pigments that diffuse the look of imperfections, natural buildable coverage, long wearing, sweat proof, and transfer proof, free of oils, fragrances, parabens, and has a luxe formula crafted in Italy. The shade that I got is Tan 19, which claims to be tan with golden undertones. So I'm going to apply my foundation with a Morphe M439 brush. This is my all-time favorite brush to apply my foundation. I also apply my foundation with a wet Real Technique sponge, but sometimes I feel like this absorbs my foundation more than, you know, applying it on my face. So we're gonna use this today. So I'm just gonna apply one pump of that on my brush and spread it out. So you guys, this is how the foundation looks like on my skin. I applied one full pump of it on this side of my face. As you can see, it definitely is a natural light coverage. So I definitely would say if you have dark spots, dark under eyes, acne, or anything that you would like to cover, I don't think that this is going to give you the coverage that you need. But you know, it's giving vacation skin, so I'm here for it. And this color match almost looks perfect, which is surprising because it's really hard for me to find a foundation that goes with my skin's undertone. Next, I'm going to conceal with my NYX Born to Glow concealer in the shade Caramel. This shade is closer to my actual skin color. Using this to cancel out the darkness underneath my eyes. I feel like if you go immediately in with a super bright concealer, you can still see like a dark shadow peeking through that. I'm not going to apply a lot. Literally, that's all I'm going to apply. I find that applying my concealer in like a V motion really elongates my face instead of, you know, pulls it back to make my skin look more lifted, you know. I like using my concealer as a eyeshadow base. I'm also going to apply a second concealer, and this is also from NYX, and this is in the shade Medium Olive. I'm going to apply this down the side of my nose and kind of blend that into that first concealer. This is a new trick that I learned. I'm going to apply this lighter concealer and apply that directly towards my hairline area. I find that this technique really lifts my eyes instead of, you know, applying a lot in one area that can make it really overwhelming to your whole makeup look. Also gonna apply this on my chin, mouth area, just the areas where I want to pop out the most. Y'all, I know this looks crazy, but trust the process. And I forgot to mention, these NYX concealers are really good if you have dry skin. They're really hydrating and of course has a glow to them. The foundation that goes with these concealers are bomb. Like, that's one of my favorite foundations. To cream bronze, I know I always use my Anastasia foundation stick, but today we're taking it back to an oldie but goodie. I'm gonna use the LA Girl Pro Concealer in the shade Chestnut. Before, I used to apply my cream bronzer or contour directly where my ear is and like would drag it down this way. I find that when I applied it down here, it would buff in a little bit lower. It made everything look really muddy. Apply some on my forehead, my temples. Y'all, trust me, the less cream products you use, the better it's going to blend out and the more natural and skin-like it's going to look. But first, I'm just going to blend out my concealer starting from the center. And when I blend this part of my concealer, I'm blending it upwards to get that lifted eye look. For my nose and forehead, I'm going in with my busted eyeshadow brush. I just like using this because it's like thick and flat and dense, just like my foundation brush. And I'm just blending this nose concealer. To blend out this cream bronzer, I'm going to use this Morphe flat buffing brush. So I'm gonna take my Real Technique sponge and blend everything out. I like doing this because it not only picks up the excess product, but it blends it in with the foundation and the other cream products on top of that. Now that we are all blended out, honey, I'm going to set my concealer with the Airspun powder. It really sets your concealer without leaving like a white cast on your face, which a lot of translucent powders do, but this one is really good. So I just pressed my damp sponge into this translucent powder and I'm going to start pressing this into my skin. And I like pressing the powder into my skin until it fully dissolves and blends out into my concealer. I don't bake anymore because, y'all, I have really dry under eyes and doing that really dries it out. And don't forget to blend the powder upward where you apply that lighter shade. And of course you want to set that where you applied the concealer, so around my mouth area. Next, I'm going to go in with my E48 brush, which is also good to apply and buff in your powder right underneath your eye. But I'm using this with no product. I just want to press the powder into my skin and making sure there's like no powder sitting on top. I know it seems like I have a lot of powder on right now, but throughout the day it's going to dissolve and my natural oils are going to come out. This is just a translucent powder. This is, you know, nothing hefty to really set my skin really. So I'm going to go in with my Maybelline Fit Me Loose Finishing Powder to really set and lock in the whole entire look. And I always apply this product or any face powder with the Equal Tools Full Powder face brush. This is so fluffy, so soft. I don't apply a lot, just whatever is on the cap, and pressing that into my skin. For bronzer, I'm going to use my Maybelline City Bronzer in the shade 300. I'm using a Morphe bronzing brush. And I'm just going to lightly press that directly on my cheekbones. Applying these products like on your cheeks, I feel like gives it a very lifted look. Also going to dust some on my nose, on the sides a little bit, not being, you know, too precise with it. For blush, I'm going to use the Wet n Wild Color Icon blush in the shade Pearlescent Pink. It almost looks like a dupe for the NARS Orgasm blush because it has golden, almost coral reflex in it.
Hey guys, so I'm just going to talk through this part of the video. So I'm applying that blush right on top of my cheekbones where the highest points are and on my temples, just so that blush can really come from my cheeks and not from the center of my face. For highlighter, I'm just going to apply this one from Colourpop. It's super creamy and has a really nice champagne sheen to it. So I'm just applying that on the high points of my cheeks, kind of right on top of, you know, where I applied that blush, but directly where the light would hit. And I like just applying that highlighter to my nose, my cupid's bow, chin, and a little bit on my forehead just to make everything look glowy, even though we're nice and, you know, semi-matte. And here I'm just taking a Real Technique sponge and just blending that highlighter into my skin so everything can melt together. To fill in my brows, I'm using the Morphe Micro Brow Pencil in the shade Mocha. And this pencil has been like my go-to, my favorite brow pencil of all time. And it's only $5, y'all. Super affordable. For the eyeshadow look, I'm going to use the LA Girl Keep It Playful eyeshadow palette. And I'm first going in with that medium brown shade and buffing that into my crease area. Next, I'm going in with that sparkly metallic bronzy shade and packing that on my lid area, making sure I spread it evenly on my eyelid. Here I went in with this burnt orange shade and applied it to my outer lid area just to bring more dimension and smoke out the look a little bit more. Here I'm going in with some mascara. This is one from Maybelline. It's super good. Really gets my lashes nice and full. Here I'm taking that first shade and blending it to my bottom lash line area, just so the bottom could, you know, match with the top. I like everything to look cohesive and together. For lip liner, I'm using this one from NYX in the shade Nutmeg. For the lipsticks, I'm using these two by e.l.f. They are my favorite. They're called the SRSLY Creamy Lipstick. The first one I'm using is in the shade Nectar, which is a kind of like a mauve nude pink. And right in the center, I'm using the shade Creme, which is, of course, a really nudie shade. I can't describe it. It's just really nude. And to finish off the lips, I'm using the Colourpop So Juicy Lip Gloss to, you know, make these lips juicy, girl. Here I'm taking that flesh tone shade and applying that on my brow bone. Next, I decided to go in with the highlighter and apply that in my inner tear duct area just to brighten up the eyes. I love doing this technique. And to set the entire look, I'm using the e.l.f. setting mist.
Okay, you guys, this is the completed makeup look. I really love how this turned out. It honestly looks like I used high-end products. This is looking really high-end right now. I really love what these drugstore brands are doing, giving us these diverse, high-quality products for a very affordable price, girl. Honestly, my favorite product in this whole entire makeup look was the Morphe foundation. And one product that also surprised me was this LA Girl Keep It Playful eyeshadow palette. Like, are you seeing these colors? Like, they are so beautiful. They have pigmentation, matte shades, shimmer shades. It has it all, girl. If you enjoyed this video and learned some new tips and tricks, let me know by giving this video a thumbs up and subscribing to my YouTube channel for more content like this. Thank you all so much for watching this video, and I'll see you on my next one. Peace.